Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. This continues the MCU Sundays series of masks that we've been playing for. It's the third session, but we have plans to play into the month of March. This is the tail end of February 2023, and we have been having fun with masks set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, what has happened so far is that our band of exiles have uh, have had a run in with Mojo, the godlike figure in the multiverse who runs a television station that gives him power from the people that watch. Featured in a lot of X-Men stuff over the years. And the exiles convinced Mojo that he could get a new and different audience by allowing all of them to return to their reality, their Earth. And it seems that he agreed after some NDAs and contracts were signed, and the group was sent back and ended up in modern day MCU New York. Whereupon, I guess to get the clicks, a certain member challenged Doom himself to one-on-one combat in Central Park. After some strings were pulled on the back end or on the behind the scenes by certain individuals, Doom showed up and a huge battle ensued. And Doom was defeated, though suspiciously, Doom exploded and appeared to have possibly been cybernetic or robotic or something.
No, it
Which
was the real Doom,
Oh yeah, it's
100%.
totally the real Doom. You're right. You're right. Sorry. But the combatant, none other than Andromeda, was KO'd at the end of our last episode. So let's go around the horn because it's been a couple of weeks since we played, and have everybody, if they could, introduce themselves and tell us just a brief bit about their character. Let's start from the left-hand side of our character keeper, heading towards the right. So Rod, if you could, kick us off.
Hi, I'm Rod, he, him, and I'm playing Squirrel Girl using the Beacon playbook. And yeah, Squirrel Girl, powers of a squirrel, powers of a girl. Uh, and hopefully, trying to keep things chipper for the team. And yeah. Well,
And then Doreen, in this reality, your portrayal of Doreen, what's her like general age?
right. So I was thinking a little younger, maybe like, kind of, I think what I was thinking was like someone on par with the Miss Marvel in the TV
Okay,
series.
like
So
high
yeah,
school
high
age.
schooler. Yeah, yeah.
Nice, I
Mhm.
like it. Perfect. Thank you so much, Rod.
Sure.
And then next up is Kay.
Hi, it's me, Kay of the She and They Variety, and I am playing Quicksilver, he, him, who is our reformed in this book. Actually, he's he, they. I'm silly. Uh, who is a reformed here, who has experienced quite a bit of multiversal shenanigans. We're in the MCU, but technically, the Quicksilver that is here is from the X-Men Evolution timeline, just a little disjointed, also still a teenager, just trying to have a good time and figure things out. Life is strange, family is drama. Last time we saw him, he committed the most epic of fights, taking down all three of Doom's little squad.
The
One of which
terrible trio.
the terrible trio, one of which was via pizza date. But sadly, it was not caught on camera because Pietro destroyed his personal camera.
It's true. It's so sad. It could have been. It could have gotten many eyeballs, many eyeballs. But instead, a certain eyeball, like Hammerdrön, was destroyed. Let us move on to Alexi.
Hey, so I'm Alexi, he, him. You can follow all of my gaming endeavors online at Cloven Pine Games if you want to check out games I've designed and other games I am involved in. For this series, I'm playing Andromeda. She is the gladiator which is a fan-made playbook created by Brendan Leon Gambetta. Check out The Gladiator on itch.io. Andromeda, real name Yaotla Chinol, goes by Andromeda or Anna for Surface Worlders, who can't pronounce her Talakanil name. She has come, up from the depths in search of adventure and glory, seeking to follow in the footsteps of the God King, known to the surface world as Namor. But she is going to prove that she is a worthy devotee by being awesome and winning victories and fighting alongside surface world heroes. She has been accruing exploits, some of them true, some of them not. And the most recent one was that she defeated the 100% definitely real Dr. Doom in Central Park. Unbeknownst to her, this is a lie because it was a Doombot, but she is under the impression that the world is now down one Victor Von Doom thanks to her heroism ? At any rate, it surely made for good television on Mojo's show. So she feels she's done her bit there. She does not exactly have permission to not be in Talokan. So that is a possible complication sort of hovering over her, whether her father Atuma will turn up to try to drag her back home at some point. We will see.
I just now, as you were talking about the Gladiator playbook, realized that this is the first Powered by the Apocalypse playbook that somehow combines this RPG style with two truths and a lie. I didn't see that until now. So thank you.
Amazing
Awesome.
design, Brandon. Thank you.
Good job, Brandon. And last but not least is Danielle.
Hello, yes, I am Danielle. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Betty Carter, the Supermarine, who is the child of Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter, but from the timeline of Captain Britain and the Hydra Stomper. And so she has her mech that she rides around in, the Supermarine, and as we are starring in this TV show, which has been real exciting, has been tried to talk to / get permission from the Winter Soldier, who is out of town, and then followed Andromeda to the battle, and along with Squirrel Girl, we kind of helped out a little bit, and meanwhile was also texting Quicksilver to stop talking to strange men. So I was in many places at once, sort of mentally and emotionally. And yes, so she's here out of time, and potentially whatever accident she caused that created this rift is helping out, is maybe making some of these other rifts more possible, but who knows? She's sure that no one will ever bring that up, and they won't have to run into it, so she won't have to think about it. I'm sure that if we just do a really good job with the show, and I'm sure that if this goes well, then it'll be fine, and she'll be able to find a way to get back home and not have to think about it again.
Tell me, how old? You're talking about the potential of the Winter Soldier being Betty's guardian. How old does Betty appear?
I think she's definitely in her teens, not the oldest. Is the oldest we have someone's 18 at least, right? Or no, is 18 pretty
How
old?
old is Andromeda?
It's really
Or
unclear
appear.
if the Talakanil age the same way as Surface Worlders. I've been
It's
thinking she's
true,
probably
yes.
the equivalent of college age, as far as maturity level compared to Surface World people.
Well, I love
Yeah.
that. I fought Doom. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, I think she's probably 17, about, looks maybe a little bit younger, but she's maybe on the older side that she will naturally try an older sister some other people, but yes. So I think that Bucky is the only person in this reality who she knew the name of and was okay, I know my dad is from here. I know this person I can go contact, and then understood her stuff to just kind of be like, we'll just stay here and we'll work something out.
Nice.
And then she just
And-
proceeded to get herself involved in all this. So
And then the last question before we drop into a scene. You guys are in New York. Are you staying in, if I remember correctly, there was like a bunker that that Winter Soldier had set up for Betty? Or am I misremembering? Like, is that the place where you guys are staying generally?
we were gonna go like crash in his apartment, but I think him having set up a bunker where she can like basically park the mech, it
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think I'll steal a little bit from the much maligned, probably rightfully so, Black Adam of like apartment, but then there's like, oh, you move this little, oh, this isn't a dorm fridge, it's a ladder down to the garage for your mech. If that sounds fun for folks. But Doreen, what about you? You're a 15, 16-year-old girl. Obviously your parents are worried about you? Question mark?
Good question. I assume that, gosh, I don't remember what her parent. I don't remember much about her parents in
I
the comic.
don't either, honestly.
We
Because she's in college in the podcast, the
right.
Unbeatable Squirrel Girl show, which, by the way, everyone should watch because it's incredible. It's like perfection.
Her mom is great in the Ryan North series and is like super supportive and encouraging of her superheroing. But obviously we can make it be whatever we want for our MCU version of Squirrel Girl. I'm just remembering Squirrel Girl's
Maureen Green. That's
Maureen
right. I remember
Green.
the picture of her. Oh, she's great. I scrolled away a place in my heart for Squirrel Girl t-shirt. Oh, that's so funny. I'll share the picture with everybody that I just found on Marvel Wiki because it's the greatest wiki. Well, it's right up there with Wikipedia. They're tied. They're both amazing. So, cool. Are you good with that? Then Squirrel Girl's mom is around?
Oh yeah. I think that's fine. Yeah. I'll try to come up with some reason why they're in New York.
Oh, whatever reason you say is what we accept. It's no problem at all. I'm not gonna. Well, actually, I love the idea that either she lives somewhere in New York or she's just here on an extended whatever. We can deal with that when we pop into a scene. We pick up with the four of you. Well, unconscious Andromeda. We have to follow on from Andromeda being knocked out. You can't just like get out of that. I will add one team to the pool as a GM. That's my job at the beginning of a new session. So boom. I'm going to say that time hasn't passed, which means I'm not clearing out the pool. You're welcome. But by doing that, I get to have a passed out Andromeda. We start off with Andromeda in Bucky's apartment. I guess Betty, Quicksilver, Squirrel Girl, the three of you have managed to bring her away from Central Park. I'm imagining like an odd little musical montage of you guys carrying her onto the subway. Maybe she's sitting on a bench at some point and someone's winking at Bernie's-ing her as if she's not passed out, and then carrying her up several sets of stairs because the elevator is out at Bucky's place. And yeah, and then bam, she's on this couch that's probably, I mean, Bucky seems like the kind of guy who would want a leather couch, but not really buy the best quality leather couch. So it's got some like splits and the like on it, but it's aged, it's comfortable in its own way. If you sit in the right
It's
area.
a couch he found on a curb and then just like dragged up to his apartment, with his metal arm single-handedly.
Okay, that's the truth. That's exactly what happened. If you ask, he found it at a secondhand store, but really he found it on a curb. That sounds appropriate to me. Quicksilver, you and Squirrel Girl are in the apartment. Betty's just gone down the secret ladder down to check on her mech when a portal opens up. Andromeda, you can wake up at any moment that you feel appropriate as a portal opens up and a woman with 4 arms wearing a pretty cute little helmet according if you like samurai style helmets, with swords strapped across her back, steps through the portal.
And I think you see Quicksilver just in like that fucking classic poke his head out from the refrigerator that he has definitely opened. And he's got like some food half hanging from hand to mouth.
That's perfect. Ah. What is the name you go by in this reality, Quicksilver?
Pietro
She's
Maximoff.
asking that.
Oh,
She's asking that.
I'm Pietro Maximoff everywhere. That's kind of the name.
And Doreen Green, she pulls out a small iPad. According to Mojo and several audience surveys, there's a strong desire for CW-styled high school shows with young adults and a great deal of kissing.
You
Mojo
offering?
is-
And this Pietro just like pauses, like just like looks at her. They had their sort of flirting before. He's just like, "Are you offering?"
She looks around. There are cameras. No, I am not. Adjusts her glasses. Unfortunately, the blue girl's a little too old. We could probably make it work. It is a CW style drama. Even she looks a little old for the part. But all of you have been enrolled into Brooklyn Visions Academy. You start in the morning, so please get your up onto the Brooklyn Visions Academy because there are school uniforms. Any
I already
questions?
go to an academy.
Hmm.
Did you talk to Xavier about this?
No. But you're under contract, so I'm sure you'll work it out. Pietro Maximoff in all the dimensions.
Pietro Django Maximoff in all the dimensions.
All right. Will you please?
The six-armed woman. You are here for a rematch, I see. And she's like groggily like reaching for her trident on the floor.
No.
I stand between them. No,
You're right. She does
Andromeda.
have 6 arms. That's right. I, for some reason, brain thought 4 arms, but you're right. 6-arm woman. Like a couple of her arms are doing this, and one of the arms holding the iPad, and she wags her finger with her main hand. No. First of all, not a contest. Second of all, I'm just here to advise you that you have the opportunity to attend Brooklyn Visions Academy, or we can put you in a B plot. That's a plot that's not as important as the A plot, but still exists so we don't forget about you.
Andromeda goes in no one's B plot.
I guess you will have to also get in a uniform. Good luck with the blue skin problem. And she opens the portal and steps through and winks out.
I might have something for that.
What is
Nice.
a Brooklyn Visions Academy?
If I may hand wave real quick, Rich.
Uh-huh.
I think Pietro disappears and comes back 2 seconds later with like a little device in his hand, a la like the device they used for Nightcrawler. To, like,
I thought that's where you were going. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute.
Specifically for making someone who's blue not seem blue.
yeah, you don't have the tail part, so I don't know what's that gonna, but you know. And he
Cool.
just slapped it onto.
So let me check in, make sure this seems okay. How about this? I think you've got it, but it's low on battery, and if you want to keep it up, you'll need to reach out to one of your ties from your previous career to like
Okay.
get to juice it up. Does that sound cool? But we'll
That
start
sounds
off
cool.
with you have it for now. It's just
We've
any
got an
hard
image
move is
inducer,
going to go on the fritz.
but it could stop working any second.
Yeah.
It has battery life of lasts until GM gets hard move. That's exactly how long it lasts.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's true of like all devices in a PBTA
It's
game,
true.
right?
This was just very
An exact
nakedly
battery
obvious.
life of controlled by the DM. Exact battery life of however long.
You say that as if Pietro checks the battery life and doesn't just like chuck it to her. I fixed it.
Sweet. So, the four of you have just been told by Spiral via Mojo that you are supposed to attend Brooklyn Visions Academy for a high school drama that you now must perform for
Awesome.
millions of eyeballs, hopefully
feel-
attached to alien bodies.
I thought Betty was still downstairs with the mech, so I think
Oh, that's
like,
true. You don't even know yet.
I feel like maybe as Andromeda's getting this device, like you see Betty's head pop out of the other fridge as I'm climbing out, like, okay, cool. At least that's square. So what? Well, the nice thing is we'll be chill for a while. We won't have to do anything for a long time.
We are supposed to attend a Surface World Institute of Secondary Education in order to engage in teenage hijinks.
Oh man.
They want CW.
Man, I'm done with school. Like she's like, just a second. Let me I'll just do your guys' homework then, I guess. I don't know, man.
You can engage in a B plot.
I have to pretend to not know advanced calculus? Oh, this sucks.
Or you could just be a nerd.
We flashed to a picture of all of Betty's of her report cards, right? Because you had like physical ask report cards, just like A plus, A plus, all these various school classes that you've taken, even PE and all of it. Just straight A student. Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. So Doreen, you've been told that now you have to go to a different school than the school that you go to with your best friend in the whole world, Nancy Whitehead. What do you do about that?
I'm gonna do a quick Google search of this Brooklyn Visions Academy. Is there anything
nice
weird about it?
The Brooklyn Visions Academy is a prestigious private school in Brooklyn, New York. And you quickly get a picture of it on the website for Visions Academy. It is a very nice but definitely expensive looking private school that evidently Mojo's funding with some kind of budget.
Oh man. Gosh. I'll text my mom real quick and just say, do you know I'm going to a new school tomorrow?
And she texts back, I just got the email. I'm so excited for you, Dee.
All right. Yeah, it's supposed to be prestigious. Can't wait. Haha. And I turn my phone off, put it back in my pocket.
Oh wait, you're the person who turns your phone off? Or are you just
Oh, you know what? I'll just put it away. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. She'll text back. Now make sure that you mind your manners and make us all proud. And she's going to use her influence on you to shift your labels. She's tried to tell you that you need to be more mundane and a little less of a freak.
Oh, I'm at 3 minutes mundane, so I am gonna.
Oh,
use
she
that.
can't. She'd be putting a condition on you if she does that.
would,
She's done it
yeah.
anyway. It's happening. Do you want to reject her influence?
Or just take a condition.
I have 2 conditions at the moment.
I know.
I
I
am
didn't
gonna
even realize I was
reject
putting you in such a pickle. Oh no.
I am gonna reject it. But I don't remember what I have to roll.
So yeah,
It's
so
a flat
on-
roll, but if you're insecure, you get -2 to it, I think.
Oh my goodness, that's right.
All right, let's see what happens.
Oh no.
Oops, -2. Yikes.
Oh, who even cares about the
No,
-2?
I didn't roll yet.
Oh, I saw the. Oh, sorry.
That was
that was from a few weeks ago. Sorry, I got all excited.
No. Oh, that wasn't any better.
It was not
4.
better.
Yeah.
It turns out that you get a potential squirrel girl.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
On a miss,
Um,
her word hits you hard. Mark a condition, and the GM will adjust your labels. Oh no, you're gonna take 2 conditions out of this,
Well,
right?
unless the
Well,
GM adjusts your labels differently than the
that's true. The
NPC
GM can
was
do
trying
whatever he
to.
wants here. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you try to reject her influence. Do you not send the text, the angry text back? Like you blow it, and it gives you a condition. Squirrel Girl, what do you think you do rather than successfully rejecting your mother's influence? And then I'll shift your labels.
oh, uh, gosh. All right. What do I do? What do I do? I don't know. I'm going to repeat the question again.
Cool. It's the question is she sent you a text saying, "Hey,
All right.
make sure you're adorable and don't embarrass the family in this prestigious academy." And the question is, you failed to reject her influence. So you obviously didn't compose the perfect text response back, rejecting her ability to tell you what to do. So what did you do instead? Do you think you like typed a bunch of text messages but never sent one? Do you think you sent it to the wrong person? Do you think you like what actually happened? I just want to know to cue off for the actual label shift that you will undergo.
Um, I'm thinking that I made a terrible mistake because now that I've involved my family.
Hmm.
It's, um, so I start typing yeah, the angry response, and then I realized I can't involve them anymore, and you see it, scrolling to delete what I just typed.
Nice. I
Um,
like it.
yeah.
So then instead of forcing you into a fourth condition, which is pretty mean, you did miss, so you will need to mark a third condition as part of rejecting influence and failing. But now the GM will adjust your labels, and I'm not going to adjust it the way that that she was trying to intimate. I will do something different because it's my hard move. I can do what I want. Thanks, by the way, for that reminder of that, Alexi. I'm going to lower your mundane, uh, but raise your savior because that's what's motivated. That's what you're worried about is you put your mom in danger now. So your mundane is now a 2 and your savior is a 3. And you mark a third condition. Did you take afraid? It looks like you
I'm
just
gonna
marked
take
that.
afraid because now I'm afraid for them, for her. Yeah.
Nice. Betty and Peter, Pietro's. I don't know why Rich always gets mixed up. Pietro. So I had Colossus this morning. It was Peter and Pietro, and so Rich's brain is now all flummoxed. Pietro, Django Maximoff, and Betty Carter, as well as Andromeda. You all notice that Noreen gets a little. She frets a little bit after getting a few text messages while you guys are talking about the new school.
Girl of Squirrels, your countenance is downcast. Is there something wrong?
Uh, uh, no, I'm feeling guilty. But I don't have that. No, everything's fine. Everything's great. Why wouldn't it be great? Hey, look, maybe we should look into what we can do about this contract. Um,
Yeah, hey, do you want a snack? Is that what it is? Is like your blood sugar low? I get like hangry,
yes.
and I like just toss an apple at Squirrel.
Yes, I
Tippy
catch
Toe
you.
jumps up and catches the apple and brings it down to the ground, and then starts eating it.
A second apple.
Um, thank you. I'll catch you with my tail.
Oh.
Nice.
Uh,
Does anyone want to try to comfort or support Squirrel Girl?
I would love to.
Oh, okay.
This will go
Okay.
terribly.
Okay,
though.
because I have a brand new flat mundane, so I can try after if that works terribly for you.
Oh yes, yes,
There's
please.
no way
please.
this will go badly. I'd say,
That-
I think like Andromeda, like, you know, like uses the trident to like pull herself upright. Because she is still recovering from getting blown up earlier, right? But she says, "Girl of Squirrels, it was thanks to you that we destroyed that tin pot dictator of Latveria and freed the Earth from a supervillain menace. I'm sure high school has nothing that will challenge you like that. You, my friend, are a warrior who can defeat whatever this Brooklyn Vision Academy has to offer." And I will roll comfort and support off of that. if that sounds appropriate.
Mhm.
Oh yes, so appropriate.
My modifier is a -3 overall.
There we go.
This is beautiful.
You're just a potential generating machine.
Oh.
That would be a 4 overall.
Wow. Well, as I said, you get to mark potential.
All right.
Congratulations. So that's great. Very good for you. So on a miss, unfortunately, Squirrel Girl, you don't get the benefits of the comforting that Andromeda offers. However, I get a hard move. I get a move, a reaction, as some games might call it. And I think, what happens is there's, of course, a knock at the door. It's very forceful. Boom, boom, boom. And someone
Betty,
jiggles
maybe-
the handle, the door, like the doorknob, and then
Everyone
hammers
hide.
on the door again. What do you do?
Betty, were you expecting company?
She's like looks a little bit worried because she's not in her suit, and she's like, "No, nobody comes to this apartment usually."
Is there a peephole on the door?
It's New York. Of course, there's people on the door.
Yeah, I think she definitely like walks over and kind of looks through and looks like I've got my gadgets restored, so I think she's kind of has a hand moving to her belt just in case.
You see a very angry eye, black eye, not one of the camera eyes, leaning forward, and you notice that along this point, a blue, very much like Andromeda's skin color. And then the eye moves back, and you see this man's head, and he's wearing this crazy, like, bone headdress thing.
I think she just kind of pulls back and kind of looks at Andromeda and is like, I think he's with you. Were you expecting someone?
He's wearing like this face mask thing, a weird like
Okay.
cup face mask thing, and so his voice bubbles a little bit as he says, haltingly, "Open door."
Yeah. I think she relates this to Andromeda and describes the breathing mask.
I said we opened it. It sounds like CW drama.
Okay.
A couple of cameras move in and is trying to get good shots.
Yeah, if Andromeda looks like she's hesitating, she may open the door, but if
I think Andromeda will say, I don't want you all here for this. This is
One of the camera bots goes over and opens the door.
oh, okay.
Like little
Okay,
arms
but-
come out. It like flicks all of the locks and pops the little door stop thing, and then the door
Right.
opens up.
And none of us have a chance to bet. Betty probably makes a motion toward the fridge, but like doesn't even get there before the doors open.
And he like ducks his head down, and he has to like tilt his head a little bit to get the headdress through, and it is, in case folks aren't aware, if you look on the NPCs, not the New York. I'm sorry, I have two NPCs tabs. There's just a hashtag too many NPCs. I don't know. Oops, all NPCs. Anyway, it's Atuma, the father of Andromeda, who is a very large, very scary looking man who is dripping, like water's literally dripping off of him. It's true, the MCU has a lot of NPCs. I'm just trying to keep up. He steps in and he scans around and he sees you and in Tolakan. Daughter.
Father, the surface worlders, this is not their concern. Let them go, and then we can have words.
I think you need to provoke him because he's about
let's
to
let's
throw
see
down.
if I can do that, because I am currently guilty. So that's a -2 as well. Yeah, I try to provoke him, essentially saying, there's no reason they need to be caught in the middle of this. I'll talk to you, but only if you let them go first. Ooh, that's a 5.
Was this whole conversation, sorry, real quick, in Takalon?
Yeah,
Or
we were
was
It's in
speaking.
Telecon.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell us.
It's hold on. It's in Telecon. However, there's a moment where the two of them are talking, and then one of the two camera bots starts like spraying subtitles underneath the two of the little. You could go on the other side and it's in reverse, but if you're standing at the right point, there are actual subtitles appearing underneath the two of them as they talk, which means Quicksilver, you can tell what they're saying.
Yeah. And it doesn't look like it's going well. And I think
No.
with Quicksilver, who knows daddy issues extremely well, is going to take some foolhardy actions without talking to your team and is run at this daddy and try and speed him away from Andromeda.
That sounds incredible. So first, let me do the you gain in potential, Andromeda. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's an advance, which I will decide about in a minute, I think.
However, he does not recognize this offer that you have made. He is dead set on it. And before he has a chance, you know what he's going to do. He's going to go, he's going to pick you up, he's going to make a door where there isn't a door, and just exit the building. That was his intention. And it's embarrassing. So I think you will need to mark a condition before Quicksilver intercedes and stops that from happening.
Yeah, I'm marking hopeless.
Yeah, that seems appropriate. Nice. Quicksilver, sounds like you're trying to directly engage a threat here to carry him away. Why don't you roll plus danger? Danger is a 2. So good at danger. So dangerous.
A 12.
Wow. You will not mark potential. You get 2 choices. So you're gonna exchange blows. Like you come in on him and he's gonna try to throw an elbow your way. It will probably hurt.
Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to take something from them, which is their current location.
That's very clever. Very clever.
And then I want to impress the opposition.
Nice. I kind of love that. That's what you're choosing rather than resisting or avoiding the blows. I think what happens is like I'm sorry, I almost borrowed from A Train and the boys. I love that they always mix in the sound effect of a train going whenever A Train runs. So but we don't do that because hashtag, the boys and Marvel probably fight. So cool sound effect for Quicksilver moving very quickly, and now you're outside, right? That was your intent. Get him away. You're like outside near traffic, and he's impressed by this moment. He's never seen anything quite like that, and he nods, and then he flicks you with his mace and kind of slaps you in the side of the head. But he is very impressed by what you've done. He did not know that the people out of the water had powers that were worthy of respect. So please take a powerful blow.
At least I have
You
no
roll plus
conditions
conditions
right now.
marked. You don't have any conditions marked. I'm sure you'll miss this roll. Come on, die roller, give her another 12.
8.
All right, that's great. On a 7 to 9, with taking a powerful blow, you can lash out verbally and provoking a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition on someone. You can give ground, which means your opposition will get an opportunity, or you can struggle past the pain, but you have to mark 2 conditions. But you'll look kind of badass.
Hmm. Just double check. Would it count if I like screamed and I was like up to like the place, the apartment, and I was like, "Get out of here"? Would
Yeah,
that count?
just foolhardy action of running away from the guy who knows where you're currently living. Yes, that seems
Yeah.
foolhardy to me. I'm into it.
Yeah, he's just gonna like take a stance as if like after getting hit, he like wipes some blood off of his chin and like turns back and like yells. He's like, "Get Andromeda out of here!" And then like takes a stance as if he's trying to block.
Oh, no. So you're specifically provoking Betty and Squirrel Girl to get me out of there.
Yeah, because I don't trust you to get yourself out of there. I know I too would run headlong into my daddy issues.
Oh, oops, all daddy issues. I love it. Very cool. Now, you're choosing to try to provoke those teammates into foolhardy action.
Oh.
So choose which of the 2 you think would actually do it, and you can roll to provoke. Do you think
Really quickly checking if anyone else needs to get rid of that condition. No, they don't. No, they don't.
No.
Let's say Squirrel Girl,
yeah, the hero.
the hero. All right. So I'm trying to provoke, I believe, which is superior.
Provoke is a superior roll. Yes, indeed.
God, I am such a disaster of what I am and am not good at. Ooh, how is that? That's a 4. I rolled snake eyes.
Oh, so first, Quicksilver, if you could please mark potential.
Yes.
Congratulations. You're that much closer to an advance from learning more about how to be a hero. And I believe that provoke fails, and I get a hard move.
Yep.
Yeah, here we go. So you scream out to Squirrel Girl to get Andromeda out of there, but in mid-scream, your mouth is covered by like a metal plate of some kind. And then you see there's a street lamp that bends down all flexible like an arm and wraps around you and picks you up into the air. And we of course hear the like metal groaning and the like. Yeah. And the arm twists just right so that you are looking directly at a very old man wearing a helmet that looks incredibly familiar as he is floating above the street. This is like grandfather version of your dad? Boy, he looks old.
Yeah.
Quicksilver.
He just looks so confused.
What exactly are you doing here? And he like gestures, and the little mask grows the little things and lifts your chin up so that you're looking directly at him. I thought you were dead. Different.
Nah, that was me from here, but I'm me from somewhere else.
Floats closer.
Magneto.
We hear the magnetism of him floating closer to you.
I'm just being a hero, doing my thing, learning at Charles Academy typically. Now I'm shooting a TV show.
Yes, Charles talked to me about this. and sought my permission.
He asked your permission, lame.
All right, it's time for you to come home. Enough of this foolishness. Then he will start to float away as if he's just assuming you're going to follow him. He's now using his condition or his influence over you because he is an adult, like a super old adult. He's using his influence over you to lower your danger and raise your mundane.
Oh, boy.
Do you accept or reject his influence?
Oh, man. I think he accepts it. He's not. This is like his sticking point. This is the hard thing.
Nice. Love it. So good.
Yeah, I'm almost tempted to have him take a powerful blow. But he just took one. I think he's just sort of letting himself be cradled in the metal. Like he's not moving one way or another. He's kind of in like this shock watching this like retreating form of a much older version of his father.
Nice. Yeah, I think what he does is he turns away from you, but as he's moving away, the arm, the streetlight arm, like breaks into a bunch of component parts and pulls into like this little disc, and you're laying on the disc now, and he's just hovering you away. Betty and Squirrel Girl, you heard Quicksilver's try to call out to you guys outside, and by the time you make it to the window, you see that there's a floating dude in a dope looking like red and purple outfit who is carrying Quicksilver away. Very crestfallen looking Quicksilver, I might add.
So Magneto's not a public figure, right? Yeah, Doreen would not, or would he, or would she?
Oh man, that's a great question. Yeah. Of course, we know that the X-Men haven't been moved to the MCU. Right. But I do love the. Which do you prefer, Rod? Do you want Doreen to know of Magneto, or do you want to be surprised by this?
I'll be surprised.
I'm good either way.
Yeah, okay. I think I'll be surprised. Cool. I don't think she would necessarily know.
Awesome. Old dude in kind of dope looking outfit, absconding with your teammate.
All right. I'm gonna leap out the window.
Nice.
And run
Tippy toe hops onto your shoulder. There are trees underneath, right? Like
right.
Along.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, no, I'll stay in a limb, and I'll just call down to Atuma. Wow, my friend just kicked your butt, and you're letting him go away. Get away. I guess you're not half as brave as your daughter.
Ooh, I think you're trying to provoke Atuma.
I think he take a powerful blow.
That's amazing.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Yeah. So let's see how it goes. Yes, let's see how this goes. Please roll plus superior. I'm very excited to see what happens. Now,
and to be clear, Squirrel's trying to provoke Atuma into grabbing Quicksilver away from Magneto.
Sound like it? Or just making sure that's what you're after? Cool. Yeah, thank you for the check-in.
I mean, ultimately, I'd like for them to fight, but yeah. Well,
it appears you have no conditions that affect your roll. You roll flat with superior. Good luck.
I have a come on lucky and Tippy Toe should be adding a +1.
Oh man, Tippy Toe's like throwing acorns at Atuma or something, right. Just to like needle him a little bit,
or just like laughing, laughing and pointing at Atuma or something. Right. All right. Let's try this. 1, 2, +1. All right, 10.
Man, oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Right. Yeah, so that is a thing that he seems to be motivated by. Atuma, he peers angrily at you and says something in Tolakan, and if you bother to read the subtitles, it says girl of squirrels, you know nothing. And then he two-step leaps up into the air and like tackles Magneto from behind. And the disc that you were on, Quicksilver, falls and clatters to the street like a sewer cover. We will quickly cut back into Andromeda after your dad made you feel guilty and then was whisked away. There's a lot of stuff going on out at the street, Andromeda. What do you wish to do?
Yeah, I think this is a moment of vulnerability. So I think I kind of like gesture towards what's going on and like turn to Betty and say, this is what I was worried about, Carter. It's finally happened. My father has come to drag me home before I could make my name in this world above. And I'm not sure I can stand against him. Is this a battle that's worth fighting? Or should I lay down my arms to prevent further destruction? Is he stronger than me?
Oh boy. I have to look up what the I think Betty like thinks about that because her initial instinct is like, wow, your dad really cares about you and like came to come find you, like, and can do that, you know. Like he really cares about you. He came to come find you, but she does understand what it means to try and make your name compared to a parent's, and I think is like, hey, you're not the only one that has to make a name for yourself. You've got all of us to help you do that too. Like, let's all do that together. You can make a name for yourself. You don't have to beat him. But you're stronger than him in knowing how this world works now. I think like you've been on the surface world a lot longer than he has. So I think you could totally figure out a way to postpone this. And like let's make a name for you here.
Okay. So just to talk about the mechanics here with the
mechanic-
vulnerability, when the gladiator asks a question, do you think your nemesis is stronger than you? It sounds like Betty is saying no.
I think
the
she's
nemesis...
saying no.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I felt like. I just want to get that fine point on it.
Yeah.
Therefore, Andromeda, you get to clear a condition and shift your own labels.
I do. I'm gonna clear hopeless because that seems like the one that like that. It seems like what Betty's giving me is hope, right? So I'm gonna clear hopeless. Ooh, I'm gonna shift down superior and up freak here.
Interesting.
Like maybe in a fair fight he is, but you've been on the surface now longer. And because I think she's trying to go get her mech again, and I think is like in the process of getting that out, but I would love to like assist Andromeda in whatever way.
All right, so Betty, you deliver that speech, and then bam, you're heading to the little dorm fridge, moving it aside, dropping down to get down to the garage. Cool. I know it's in the middle of a fight, but this fight could go for a while. I'd like to take our first little bio break here. So we cut to a rapid commercial. As soon as we come back from commercial, we see the completion of Atuma slamming into Magneto, knocking him to the ground. We hear a couple cars squeal to a halt as they're fighting. Of course, it's New York, right? So you got to be fighting in the middle of the road. And Atuma is just furious. He's been insulted, and he's screaming out in Talokan, and the little camera bot is quickly trying to blurt out some of the Talokani curse words that he's throwing down. Magneto, for a moment, is surprised, but then a couple of the cars that crash near, they're crumpled because he's pulling the metal through the mostly plastic bodies of those cars to slam into either side of Atuma, and it's a titanic battle. Squirrel Girl, you successfully motivated one person to do another, but you see that people are gonna get hurt. Their cars getting ripped up by the Master of Magnetism or whatever he's got. Some crazy metal power going on, and then Andromeda's dad gives zero foxes about what is going on to other people in this fight. So Squirrel Girl, what do you do?
Okay, so I know Andromeda's having issues with her dad. So Andromeda, concentrate on saving the bystanders. Gosh, Betty, stand by. We're gonna need you. Are you there yet, or you're going to get your machine, your thing, right?
I think that I probably did. Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
Okay.
emerging.
Stand by, and then I'm gonna run up to drop down to the ground to Quicksilver. Who is that man? Why does he want you?
And like I think he managed to like land on his feet, but he's just standing there staring at like that's my father. He's old.
Ah, okay. This complicates things.
Wait, that's my father. And like I think it hits him that like this giant blue man is on top of his dad, and Pietro goes running.
Awesome.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome. Quicksilver takes off. Squirrel Girl, Andromeda, you see that Squirrel Girl and Quicksilver were talking as are you like down on the street now, Andromeda? Or
Yeah, I think after I got that, pep talk from Betty, I took a flying leap, through there's a hole in the side of the apartment. Is that right? That happened? Yeah. Okay. Took a flying leap to get down to the street and hear Squirrel Girl saying that I should protect the civilians, right? So I will do that, right? Like that's part of being a superhero. So I'm gonna rush over to there's like a truck that Magneto was like lifting up to like throw at Atuma before he can get like knocked over by some blow from Atuma. So like someone needs to catch the truck, and save the driver and all that.
Sweet. Let's see you defend them.
Yeah, this is my first time rolling defend. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, good stuff. That is rolling with Savior.
Yeah, and that is a stat that I don't have a condition on. So it's an 11.
Nice. Wow. So on a hit, you keep them safe.
Yep.
And you get to choose one. Do you want to add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition?
Here's my question for you, Rich. If I take influence over a random truck driver, can I angle that into he has something helpful for me for whatever I try to do next here?
Of course.
Beautiful.
Of course. Yeah. Random truck driver.
It's all right, sir. I will set you down gently so your weak surface world form is not destroyed.
Thanks. Wow. That blue guy looks like you. Are you guys? What's going on?
We're a little estranged at the moment.
Hmm.
What do you have in your truck? And I'm happy to cut away at that point if that works.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. That's perfect. That's perfect. Betty Carter, I think, by the way, note to the audience, Betty's mech is made of a lot of metal. So, Betty, you've now entered Hydra Smasher, and the garage doors coming up, and you're emerging out into the sunlight, and you see there's carnage, man. Atuma is super tough, and unlike in Wakanda Forever, no one cleared the streets before this fight took place. It's not 2 p.m. It's more like, or not 2 a.m. It's more like 2 p.m. that this is happening. Yeah, Atuma at this point, the truck, he took the truck, like got slammed by this 18-wheeler. It hurt, obviously. He's bleeding in a few places. His mask is a little askew, so he's adjusting the mask as he flips over a truck, but grabs one of the tires. It's made of, it's a tire. It's made of rubber. Obviously, that'll be okay. And he's going to try to throw that at Magneto. Betty, what are you doing? These guys are just going at it. No care in the world for anyone that's in their way.
Yeah, I think her initial thing was to like get over there and grab Pietro, slash undo whatever is tying him up. But if Atuma looks like he's in a really bad situation, she might.
Just as an FYI, you also see the blur that is Quicksilver heading towards Atuma.
Oh, okay. Already. Sorry, I missed that. Quicksilver.
Yeah, there was a point where Quicksilver was let go by Magneto when he was tackled by Atuma. Sorry.
Okay, cool.
So you see blur of Quicksilver heading towards Atuma. Atuma not paying attention to that because he's wholly focused on fighting that old guy.
I think that she would maybe want to use her. I think she's gonna point her arm and like hit a button and release, like, I think she has a thing that will create like a little bubble shield around Atuma. So I think
this sounds like a gadget use, right?
Yes. So she would want to use one of her gadgets to be sort of like a little portable bubble. It might be like a little electricity powered thing that the projectile is going to stick to him and it will just create like a little
awesome. We see these like glass capacitors at one point on the Hydra stopper that are charging up. Was you do
on
this?
The Supermarine? Yeah, she's got it. Yeah.
Sorry, it's a Supermarine. My apologies.
No problem. She wishes it was the Hydra stopper, but no.
Cool. So that's using a gadget. Does that engage a die roll, or do you just do the thing? I can't remember how. So
I do have to roll superior. Oh, great.
Right.
Well, hopefully it doesn't blow your dad up. Because
cool. Spin away gadget and roll plus superior.
Yeah. I just have one superior instead of 2, I believe, right now. So I'm rolling.
So you're unleashing your powers by producing a brand new minor invention from your supply. Ooh, cool.
Well, that was Snake Eyes. So
so good. Just so you guys know, I really did think that at some point this game session you would go, as Rich looks to the picture that he put up on the other monitor, to Visions, Brooklyn Visions.
I want to go there.
I hate to tell you that
maybe in the epilogue.
Next session we'll go there.
All that time you freed up, Rich, you didn't realize we were gonna just fill up all those sessions that you just.
I did lead off with "Oops, All Dad," so it's mostly my fault. So, Betty, you reach out to try to, like, your intent was to protect Quicksilver, to stop Atuma from
I
being
think
able
it was to protect him against Magneto and maybe against Quicksilver, as far as like, but because Doreen had essentially sicked him on Magneto, like, to do the thing, so she kind of felt, I think it
felt bad for Atuma.
Felt bad also seeing. But like Andromeda being like, my main thing is like, I'm bummed my dad is here, but it wasn't like my dad's a horrible villain who's come to kill us all.
Right. But so stop Atuma from escalating the fight and hurting people. Yeah, awesome. I'm glad that I know that thing you failed to do that you intended. So you
I think it works by like it charges like a thing that sticks to you and should ideally then produce that send that energy around you as a shield. So there's lots of great ways it can fail, I'm sure.
It's true. It's true. So you stick in with some electric, but the electric charge like balloons out. Quicksilver, you're headed directly towards this, and you see within the middle of this band of the white hot electric, you see a little portal open up, and it pulls Atuma forward. Like it's a thing where you see the colors of Atuma start to be pulled through into the portal, that shame that you have, and he gets sucked through the portal. Quicksilver, you are also being pulled towards this portal where Atuma has been yanked. On the other side of this portal, you see weird color gyrations, and everything seems to be like stretching. What do you do? Yeah, I'm sure you could get out of the way of this, probably, right? Right? Unless you go straight forward. What do you want to do?
I think he's gonna try and avoid it, but I think he's also, yeah, I think he's gonna try and avoid it, like maybe turn himself away from the portal. But
I'd like to see you unleash your powers then, trying to overcome an obstacle here.
Yeah. This dice
It's a roll
roller
plus
is
freak, which is still a 2. You're great. This dice roller loves you guys. Did you mark potential, by the way, Betty Carter?
scary. Rich, why did you say that, Rich?
Oh my.
Snake eyes for the viewers who can't see snake eyes.
Snake eyes.
Does that mean we've rolled snake eyes twice in a row?
I think it might, yeah.
It does appear
The
that
dice roller
snake eyes
gave it the 12 and then said from now on suffer.
Look at that roll history. Oh my. You've rolled 3 snake eyes out of the last 5 die rolls, friends. That's impressive.
Potential.
This die roller loves the drama. Please mark potential, Quicksilver. As you try to move quickly, but then like an arc shoots out from the portal and just snares you and yanks you through. And you and Atuma are flying through this portal towards another place. Andromeda, you get to witness this as you were coming. You just saved that truck driver, and he has something in his truck possibly to help out. We don't know.
Schrodinger's useful truck item. Let me just put this forward to all of us. I filled up on potential earlier and have not used that advance yet. Do we think this situation calls for immediately unlocking and activating my moment of truth?
That's up to you.
Okay.
I trust in your narrative instincts.
I like how it would create her name. Like, I thought that Andromeda saving her dad would be a direct tie to her thing, but also I'm cool if you want to like save it. So I do like that. The fact that Pietro is now also gone, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a big deal.
I also love just like as he's getting sucked in, you just see like a moment of Pietro like locking panicked eyes with this Magneto who's on the ground. Perilous, like, you know, because he came to get his son and now his son's being taken through a portal. Hashtag trigger your daddies also, not just your children.
Another portal here. Ooh, cool. Okay. Let's do this. Except I'm now I'm reading the moment of truth, making sure it works, and I'm like, oh, does this actually apply? If the situation has devolved such that it's no longer a fight, does the gladiator's moment of truth? Because it just feels like at this point it's a there's a like rescue mission needed here.
Wow, woo! The old
Um,
D&D cartoon style.
I think I can make it work. Let's
Okay.
do this thing. Is that all right?
It's your moment of truth. Dude,
Yeah.
you get to narrate how this goes. I am really curious.
So it says, all of these fights were but skirmishes. Now, when the need is great, you will show them war. Put aside their rules and their fears and put on the big show. Show them that you are the strongest there is and leave anyone who gets in your way licking their wounds. When you're done, fill your exploits with the destruction you brought down. Your nemesis will be looking for you. Ironic, but we'll work with this. So I think Atuma and Quicksilver both got sucked into this portal. I think Andromeda comes charging over, and she's got like a length of hose over her shoulder, right? And then like,
That's what was in the truck.
yeah, and it's she's she tosses an end of it to Squirrel Girl and says, two tugs, reel us in, right? And like ties the hose around her and then dives into the portal like she's diving into a abyssal body of water, right? To then basically try and swim down through whatever like interdimensional maelstrom is going on here, and like reach. So like she's like there's like Kirby crackle all around, and she sees swirling in front of her Atuma and Quicksilver. She grabs Quicksilver, like hesitates for a moment, and then like mutters something and grabs Atuma too, and then she has Quicksilver yank on the hose because she's got both her hands full, right? And then like to have Squirrel Girl reel them back in so that like just as the portal like collapses in on itself in an explosion, the three of them are pulled clear.
Now, as all of this is happening, Quicksilver, and you're flying through, Atuma sees you, but he like grabs onto you, and there's a moment where you think maybe he's trying to throw you back through the portal while you guys are flying, and then Andromeda appears in a silhouette and comes through. But Quicksilver, as all of this madness is going on,
Multiversal madness.
Indeed, there's this like music that you hear. Hopefully it comes through. Let me see if I got it set up correct.
Ooh, that's great music. Oh god, it's again.
And you recognize the other side of this portal when Andromeda grabs you.
Yeah.
And Andromeda grabs you and yanks you back through the other side with Squirrel Girl pulling as well. And it's a moment of truth, so it's a thing that happens, and then the portal snaps closed.
No. And he just like, you see like almost like a run just like into flat air as Pietro tries to go through what's not there. No.
Are you okay? Like Betty is like got the hose that was tied to her. It's like I'm Andromeda. I was trying to help. I didn't. I'm sorry. Are you guys okay? She's like over there and like climbed out of the mech and is like trying to make sure everyone is okay.
Son, Quicksilver, we must go.
Hey, old man, you leave my friends alone.
Don't talk to him like that. And I think Quicksilver like shoves Andromeda.
What?
And there's like angry tears in his eyes.
Yes. All of the CW drama, yes. Except without the high school.
Just like Mojo wanted.
If we like cut to the control room, Mojo, yes, this is delightful. And he like pops over, and we see Mojo talk is now his new branded channel for what you guys are doing, and the ratings are going like through the roof. So do you want to actually directly engage a
Yeah.
threat here? Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
Are you directly engaging me?
I am. Yeah.
You're directly engaging me?
Yeah. Yeah, the person who beat up a bot.
Cool. Okay, you.
Oh, now it's into the dice rollers into it. That's a 10.
When I defend myself against a PC threat, do I have to roll before they roll, or can I? Because it's if
Oh,
I
do you have a move, or are you just looking for defend?
no, this is defend, right? Defend does double duty, because there's basically it works as an interfere when a PC is.
I'm just making sure I
I
understood
think it's
what
an
your
11.
intent was.
Sorry, it's an 11 because I have influence on you.
Oh, that's true. Okay, for PC threats on a hit, you'll give them a -2 to their roll. So yeah, you can engage that and basically drop it down to a 9 instead of it being a 10 plus.
No, it would be still a 10 because I have the influence because it's an 11.
But
No,
11
it's a
minus 2 is
-2.
a 9.
Oh, minus
Minus
2. Right,
two,
right,
so-
right, right. Minus 2. Sorry.
Yeah,
So
so
if I
if
can-
you defend yourself by rolling plus savior, then you'll push that down to a 7 to 9 result for Quicksilver if you want.
Yeah, I'm not just gonna take a hit from the friend I have just saved from a portal.
Quote unquote saved.
Yeah.
Your father
Uh,
laughs, and the subtitles say, I see that your friends, the surface worlders, are all evil. He's totally
have-
going to use his influence on you any minute now.
Yeah, I've rolled a 7, meaning I do give you a -2 to your roll, but I also expose myself to cost, retribution, or judgment.
Yes, and the judgment is, and he, of course, he doesn't call you Andromeda. He calls you Yautlaknakino. I can't do. I'm sorry, you did it way better than me, and I tried to memorize it when you said it, but I failed. So he uses your name, your given name, and says, "We must return to Talokan." And he's trying to up your sense of. Definitely not you being superior. I think it's like you're mundane, right? Doing what the family wants, right? So he's trying to up your mundane and lower your danger.
Ooh, lowering my danger. Don't want that.
And we also have to deal with Pietro knocking you senseless because that was a successful move at a 7 to 9.
What order do you want to do with this? And
Let's do with the punch first. I think the punch hits before the words. So
yeah,
Quicksilver.
I think my defense is like I try to get up my trident to like block at least part of the blow.
Oh,
Ping!
oh no! Why? Oh, I'm taking your fucking trident, man.
Oh, no! You're taking my you little.
And what's your trident made out of?
Vibranium.
That's a type of metal, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
As I take this, oh man, I'm gonna take this from you, and I'm gonna toss it backwards, just having faith and knowing that my father is going to take it.
So does that mean you've picked just one? You've
Yeah.
picked take something from them as your one thing from directly
Yep,
engage a
that is
threat?
what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you haven't chosen to resist or avoid their blows.
Nah.
Yeah, that's true.
So
So
So-
Andromeda, you're defending yourself, but are you just reflexively also hitting Quicksilver?
I'm a trained teleconal warrior, right? If someone comes charging at me trying to take my weapon, like they're getting a knee to the groin.
Ooh,
So I
dang
do
it.
get the weapon, but I also get eaten the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, so please take a powerful blow, Pietro. Django Maximov. So good.
Of
The
all
metal
universes.
kills me.
That's an 8.
Okay. Because you have no conditions yet. So on a 7 to 9 would take a powerful blow. You can lash out verbally, you can give ground, or you can struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
I think I'm gonna mark angry and insecure.
Okay, sweet.
As he just takes this kick to the groin, and he's like, "I've got a fucking cup." And it's like it still
Still
hurts
hurts.
because it reverberates, but it's
Still hurts.
not as bad as it could have been.
And then let's resolve the influence, trying to, and then we're going to pop back to Squirrel Girl and Betty Carter. So, but Andromeda, your dad just said, yeah, we need to go. These surface worlds, Batu Talukan.
Yeah, I'd say you don't know what you're talking about, Father. I'm doing important work here, and I'm trying to reject his influence, which is a flat roll, and I am not currently insecure, so it is in fact a flat roll, and it's an 8.
Well. So on a 7 to 9, when they're rejecting influence, let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to remember.
I hold to myself and tune them out, and I can pick one of cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them, or shift my own labels, right? Or clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Interesting. Remind me what exactly it was he was saying. He was saying,
you're saying come back with me to Talokan, and he's trying to shift your labels by making you more mundane and less dangerous.
Yeah, I think I'll say I can serve. Hang on. I can serve Kukulkan here. I could prove the might of Talokan among these heroes. Watch me. And I am going to, because Pietro tossed Magneto my trident, right?
Yes, he did.
So I'm gonna sick a sewer crocodile on Magneto, because I can communicate with marine animals, and everyone knows that in the sewers of New York City,
rocks and sewers in New York City.
Yeah, so like she like steps forward. She's demonstrating to her father that she can handle this world, right? And she does the sort of like out of human earshot, out of human
Aquaman
pitch,
sound effect. Okay.
Marine vibration communication thing, and a manhole cover explodes open as a massive crocodile jumps up on Magneto.
Oh my god, it's gotten crazy now. So before we deal with Sewer Croc, please let us see what is going on with Squirrel Girl and Betty Carter. Squirrel Girl is getting a little crazy right now. There are portals, there's fighting between your teammates. Magneto at this point, the floating old dude, has started watching, but you hear cops are on their way. You even see shadows of a shield helicarrier slowly heading this way. What do you do, Squirrel Girl?
This is this is gonna be a little drastic. I guess I'm going to effectively purposely get myself injured just to like kind of like a splash of water on air, to make people realize what they're doing, that this fight is crazy. So I think when that super croc leaps out, I think I'm just gonna try to defend Magneto, and I'm just gonna yell out, "Everyone stop!" And I don't know what kind of role this would be, because I am trying to basically get injured just to put a stop to this fight.
Wow.
Are you taking foolhardy action without talking to your team?
I think I am, yeah.
You are. Good call. Thank you, Alexi. I think you're trying to provoke people by making them susceptible to your words by sacrificing yourself for this. Does that seem close to where you're headed?
I think that sounds good.
Okay. So let's have you roll plus superior.
Who is the target of the provoke?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I'm fine with it being me, since it sounds like you're throwing yourself on my crocodile, but just want to confirm what it is.
I mean, my thought was to provoke everyone. If I have to do a single, do I have to do a single person? Can I spread it?
So, the way the move is written, it really feels like you're headed towards a person. I think if it were a group of NPCs, I'd be inclined to say you could do a spread, but I think you
I
do
was
need to choose
thinking of-
a focal. Yeah.
I was gonna provoke the dads, but if you want to provoke one of us in particular,
Hmm.
Let me just take a quick look. Quicksilver and Andromeda, they both have angry. Uh,
That tracks.
It's very on target here.
Oh, though actually, possibly I cleared angry because I hurt Quicksilver.
Oh, that is true.
Oh, true.
Right.
Yes.
So it's
True.
like I think the way it's supposed to work is you clear it at the end of the scene. So like
Yeah.
I'm angry, until the scene ends.
Mm. Mm.
oh,
Yeah, that
okay.
feels right.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cool. Um, right. All right. Can I leverage influence on this roll?
For sure. Yeah, it would give you a +1 because you have influence over them.
Right. And I think right. And then I'm gonna have Tippy Toe as well.
Yeah, it's
help
another
with rolling.
+1.
So it's 1, 2. All right. Let's do this. Yeah, so I'm gonna target an Andromeda, I think.
Okay, this seems appropriate. She seems to be the most dangerous right now.
No way. Oh god.
Oh, this dice roller, man, it's out for the drama.
it
It's
better
a
be
5.
saving a bunch of 12s for us next week.
Oh man. Remember, I am a fan of your character's friend. Keep that in mind.
What could possibly go wrong with you throwing yourself in the way of a crocodile?
Yeah, Doreen, do you have in your head this like dramatic moment of you sacrificing yourself or putting yourself in direct danger to show the foolishness of your friends' actions?
Right.
And
Yes. Yes.
and you can even hear Koi Boy like talking about how awesome this is in the podcast later. But in the moment, that crocodile is not listening to you. And it thinks you look tasty. And so you are facing off with Andromeda, and then the silhouette against the sun of a crocodile as it slams into you. And he tries to take a bite out of a crime fighter, which would be you. Please take a powerful blow as you realize, yeah, this one's not going to listen to logic or compassion. It just wants some squirrel.
Oh dear. All right. So that's
You have 3 conditions marked, so please roll
Ooh,
d6 plus 3.
a 9. Okay.
Jesus. Yeah, honestly, that's a core theme there, Alexi.
Appropriate.
Choose one. I give crowns.
Okay, so on take a powerful blow on a 7 to 9, you can choose one. Lash out verbally, give ground when giving your opposition an opportunity, which I'll just tell you that the opposition being the crocodile will. Sorry, is it super croc? A sewer croc. The crocodile will go after innocence. Or you can struggle past the pain, but I don't think you can because that would take you out. If you marked 2 more conditions, you'd be full of conditions.
You can, right? Because like you only have to
When you
yourself.
would mark another condition and there's none to mark, right? So you can fill yourself up. Oops, all conditions. Or you can just yell at your friends.
and you have influence over several of us, so you could absolutely inflict conditions on us if you want. It's fair, to be honest.
And remember, Squirrel Girl isn't inflicting the conditions. Rod is. Squirrel Girl's still perfect and wonderful, and our hero right now, who's defeated Thanos, by the way, and Doom.
Right.
Well, we worked together on Doom.
Oh, she
Mm.
defeated Doom before.
Oh,
All right. Yeah, I have to do the last shout verbally.
Yes.
Andromeda, call off your pet.
I'm marked guilty.
Yeah. So, Betty Carter, there is a crocodile from the sewers. It is about 10 feet long because any crocodile that can survive in the sewers will do extremely well. Science and movies have told me this. So, this sewer crocodile has attacked Squirrel Girl and thrown her into the side of a car. What are you doing in your wonderful, fantastic machine that just occasionally creates portals to other universes and multiverses?
Yeah. And she marked afraid when seeing that
Oh, perfect.
happen, because when the brain is confronted with their shame, that's one of the options you can do. So I think
Thank
she
you.
is that makes her much less able to directly engage things like crocodiles, but she is going to I think she's probably gonna dispel, like, send one last gadget at this thing, which still involves a roll, but I think she's like, okay, you know what? I gotta like find a thing, and I think she's gonna stay away from the fancy type stuff, and I think is gonna just like try and like throw a like the metal chain thing that she can shoot out, or like to try and like wrap it up / restrain it. So I think
Okay, cool. I feel like you're trying to defend.
yes.
So let's go ahead and have you roll plus savior. Sorry.
Savior, yes. She's gonna wait, what is my savior? 2. Oh gosh, I forgot. Yeah, I'll be like, don't worry, Squirrel Girl. I'm trying to chain up the. Okay. That's a 9.
Okay, on a hit, you keep them safe. And on a 7 to 9, it will cost you. Now, before I go further, let me pause. This is sitting right on the edge. There are a bunch of team out there. We never actually went through the team mechanics. I said we were going to, and I never did. I'm the worst. Hashtag bad GM.
It's unclear if we ever were quite united
Had a
enough
leader?
as a team to
That's
enter
true.
battle against an
They were
dangerous foe as
okay.
a team.
A bunch of foes. We didn't.
I'll accept that. Okay. So there are 3 team. If someone wanted to spend a team to help Betty push that to a 10, then she would.
And she's trying to defend Squirrel Girl right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
She wouldn't mind taking a hit from the super croc if that's what will help people, because
I'll spend the team because I'll be saying like, no, bad croc, stop, not girl of squirrels.
And the croc looks back like what?
This is a New York croc. He ain't never heard anyone speaking his language before.
And then the subtitles say, "Can't you see I'm walking here?" So you guys defend it. Stops. Andromeda has ordered it not to attack anyone else, and the sewer croc will climb back towards the manhole cover to try to slip back into the sewers. There are New Yorkers who are like taking pictures, freaking out, and there's a guy over to the side who had a little hot dog cart, and he's just watching this go on and eating one of his own hot dogs because that's a big crocodile. Andromeda, after you do that, is Quicksilver still coming after Andromeda?
So I have just a quick question. What is Magneto doing with his vibranium trident?
That is a great question. Your multiversal father has taken this trident and he's trying to like break it down into component parts, and it's resisting. Like it is whatever there is with. And he's very fascinated by this. All the sewer croc stuff, he's missed it because he's floating above and trying to play with this like vibranium. This is extremely interesting. Petro, Quicksilver, what is going on with this? What is this here?
Would I know what vibranium is? I don't know if I would know.
I
don't know.
probably explained it at some point.
Okay, if you explained it, he says it's vibranium. It's from some place called Wakanda.
Excuse me, this one's from a place called Taloka.
Nice. Cool. And he's gonna gesture with his offhand to pick you up, Quicksilver, like another the same manhole cover from before. He like slips it over, all Static Shock style. He's planning on just like leaving with you.
And he's
Because
so
there are
angry.
Quinjets coming from a helicarrier that I just like laid out into the scene just a few moments ago.
And he's still so angry. I'm gonna hurt someone. And he's gonna look and make eye contact with Andromeda. You didn't defeat Doctor Doom. I defeated his minions and sent a bot for you to play with. If anyone should be the leader of this TV show, it's me. And then he like turns his back as he gets like floated away.
I think Andromeda, do you feel like that you need to take a powerful blow because you realize the absolute truth of this?
Indubitably. Yeah.
So
And I'm gonna treat this as the same as if someone had spit my falsehoods back in my face when I boasted of
Oh
this.
yeah,
So-
perfect.
So, and that specifies to clear the exploit and take a powerful blow. So I'm going to clear the lie exploit of having defeated the real Doctor Doom, and then take a powerful blow
Oh my lord!
as a consequence. And I have 2 conditions marked. So that is great. It's like, what? A bot?
I gave you the opportunities you want, and you took going home from me.
That's an 8 on take a powerful blow. I can choose lash out verbally, give ground, or struggle past the pain. Boy. Yeah, I'm gonna give ground. She's just flabbergasted and it's speechless and like maybe just like sinks to her knees helplessly.
Nice. Oh, it's so good.
This is some
Uh,
teenage ass drama.
I know this is definitely that. Betty. Yeah, I see here a note in the text that you were like reeling back the rope to try.
Well, just because like she had shot it out to restrain it, so if the croc is dragging off, she's like just reeling the rope back into her arm to use it again for another time.
Nice, sweet. So what else is Betty doing? It looks like Quicksilver's leaving with that old guy in the kind of cool looking purple and red, crimson red suit and helmet there.
I think Betty might see that happen and comes up and is like, hey, if you're gonna lead the TV show, you can't leave.
Oh.
You can't. And then I think she'll say it to Magneto, like, your son's in the middle of doing something. You want him to be trained enough to do whatever. We're in the middle of doing that now. And so she's provoking somebody. But
yeah. Oh man, I always am a yes and, but I really don't know if Magneto is susceptible to your words right now.
Yeah.
So you can try to provoke Quicksilver, but
yeah,
if
then I'll email
yeah.
him. Like she might, it depends, that might be more powerful blow. She might be like something like, yeah, if your dad cares about you, he'll let you go to school or something like that. But that might be a little much. Just like, hey, you know how dads care about you, your development as a person? It'll be fine. I only have 1, 2 spear. Yes.
Ooh.
Wow.
So it felt it feels more like if he chooses to leave that he has to mark a condition to me.
Did you get a 10? Then
Yeah, I
both
think
are
you have a 10,
both
so it's
apply.
both.
Yeah.
Oh, both, right. Okay.
Yeah, so if you do it, then you add a team to the pool, Quicksilver. If you do what Betty is telling you to do. If you don't, you have to mark a condition.
Like we
What
can't,
Betty said is come back to us, go
yeah.
to school.
Like we can't do this without you as the TV show. Like we're not a it's
We're
not
not a
for
team
you.
without you.
We're not a team.
Does Magneto do or say anything?
I think what is my he says? Ignore her. Let's go home.
Oof, Rich, you nailed it on the head.
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm gonna mark guilty. And I think like there's despite like the anger for this moment, you see guilt. Betty Carter specifically sees guilt wash over Pietro's face as he like makes eye contact with her somehow through the suit and looks at her and he's like, my dad wants me to come home for once. He wants me. And Pietro goes.
Yeah. I think Benny is just like, does anyone else's dad want to drag them away on in the middle of our stuff? It kind of looks over there at Atuma.
Cameras are all buzzing around all the camera eyes. And yeah, Atuma comes over. Help me get back my staff.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Daughter, my staff has been taken by that man.
I got the try to stop.
Yeah, I did say staff. He would say trident. Sorry. Help me to retrieve it, daughter. And perhaps I will let you stay here a bit longer. With your surface world friends.
Andromeda kind of pulls herself to her feet, cracks her neck. All right, fine. And she is angry. She is guilty. She's gonna try to channel all of that into a running charge to wrest the weapons from Magneto's hands.
Yes. Yes. Cool. That sounds amazing. Now, just so we're cleared, we see everything, and I don't want to take Betty and Squirrel Girl out of this. There are Quinjets that are arriving, and of course, they have the hover functionality. The number of SHIELD agents are on board to try to protect the population from a variety of very powerful threats, ranging from a a sewer crocodile to Talukani militant threats, supernatural, superhuman threats, as well as the master of magnetism. So they're ready to deal with a lot of problems. Meanwhile, you both are seeing that Magneto is like skimming away, like floating, doing the whoa, 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 whoa sound effect of him master of magnetism away and taking Quicksilver with him. And now Andromeda and her father are going to go attack them. What's going on? Squirrel Girl,
Yeah.
what are you doing, Squirrel Girl?
What does Squirrel Girl
We haven't
say?
seen you. You sacrificed yourself, and it still didn't stop them from fighting.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she's really feeling in over her head, and she's I think we just see her like bleeding on the street and looking at from Atuma to Magneto. Uh, I think she's gonna physically get close to where Supermarine is standing. Uh, just to have someone from the team there with her. Uh, Betty, what are we gonna do? I've made a mess of things. I never should have provoked. Oh God.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, Danielle, if you want to respond, I'm a little a little bit of a loss.
Oh, that's still cool. I love that moment.
Oh yeah. Um. Oh, respond to shield. Yeah. The I think she's like there was a sudden bunch of threats and we had to step up to defend the people of New York. Nice to meet you. I'm super
Nice. Are you just like calling over your like headset comms to Shield about what's going on?
I
Yeah.
kind of like the idea of like there's a big a megaphone
Yeah.
that's built
Oh
into your
yeah, that's
costume.
cool.
Yeah. Like we did this. Nice to meet you. This is Supermarine and this is Squirrel Girl and we could use some assistance tracking our friends.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I think one of the Quinjets comes and hovers a little bit, and a couple of ropes are dropped down, and we see a little aperture open up, and there are several shield guys with like guys and girls like soldiers who have weapons. But then you see a woman that Betty, your Winter Soldier, told you about. Her name's Sharon Carter.
Yes.
And she like sticks her head down and she says, "Come on." Uh, and I guess it's Quinjet and the giant mech. I guess a couple of like cables come down with some hooks or something. But she's also thrown a rope down for Squirrel Girl to very nimbly climb up if she so wishes. Yeah, cool.
With the elevator, I think she's like, Sharon.
I've been
You
briefed on you, Betty. It's nice to meet you. You remind me a lot of your mom.
Thank you. I wish you could have met her. My mom, that is.
That's our whole answer.
Yeah.
Cool. There's a part of me that feels like that is the end of the episode. Is there any like teasers or anything? Because this feels like a stopping point, but I didn't want to cut anything off in case there were interactions the folks wanted to have before we go to new set piece for crazy action.
Did Magneto escape or did Andromeda get to him?
The plan is that we pick up the next episode, slam bang action between Magneto, Atuma, Quicksilver, and Andromeda, for good or ill. It's definitely not going to take place in Central Park. We've used that set a lot, and we didn't get enough like days on the thing with the New York City government, so it's gonna be a totally different place. Maybe a bridge. Bridges are cool. It's like a liminal space. Lots of metal
And water.
and water.
Wow.
Perfect.
Couldn't have thought of a better place.
I think it would. When we're in the Quinjet though, I think Betty would want to talk to Doreen real quick. Just like
Ooh, yeah. I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. This will be the thing is happening like post credits little business here, like on the Blu-ray extras. This cool scene.
yeah. I think she just kind of like walks over out of her mech. She's kind of pretty slim, looks a little bit fragile. Like she definitely has more of her dad's stature. And I think she she comes over and she kind of plops down next to Doreen and is like, thanks for your quick thinking out there. I guess I underestimated how much baggage everybody had before we all tried to do the team, but we're doing the team while we're in the middle of like being on the run from places or trying to find stuff, but you're here because like you care about people and you care about us, and like that's really cool. I think that I hope that you keep doing this, whatever happens with all of us.
And I think you feel Squirrel Girl's tail come around you in like a small hug as she leans up, against you. And there's
She'll
a
be
a
like,
moment,
"Oh."
and then you hear her like breathing, like taking a deep breath, and then she goes like, you know what? We can't let our families tear us apart. We have to make our own family.
I think
Yeah.
yeah, let's have you roll that comforter support real quick before we move past that. Sorry.
I'm flat. Please let it work.
It's your mundane, so you are flat, yes.
Can I use Steam? It's a 6. Ah,
You have influence on me.
I
So
do?
Yep,
Oh,
you do.
influence pushes
there
it
you
up.
go.
yes.
Pushes to a 7. So there you go. On a hit, they hear you. So, Squirrel Girl, you can mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if you open up. And I think the hug back totally is the open up. So you don't need to narrate anymore if you don't want to. But which of those 3 options for comfort or support would you like?
all right, so the insecure was gonna go away after I think had an Andromeda done something.
Right.
So I think
Yeah.
the afraid is gonna go away.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're not running from something difficult, but you got comforted by a friend. So we can drop back into the fiction. It's a really cool moment. Was there anything more you guys wanted from that scene?
Oh, I if I can do
Oh yeah.
You'll
a
comfort right
reciprocal
back?
thing, yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll just say, you're like if your father was anything like our Captain America, you would do him proud. You're like a an anchor, and I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, that's awesome. Roll your +2 for mundane to comfort or support Betty right
No,
back.
it's flat because you're still angry.
That's
Oh
true.
no.
I a +1, right? Because of
Yes, +1 because you do.
Influence,
+1,
yes. CRO
and
+1. Good catch.
and then +1 for
Oh,
Tippy
Tippy's
Toe.
with you. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Tippy. Okay. So
Comfort
yeah,
or support. Still +2.
still
You are a comforter support machine, even when angry. Nice.
I
So
think
on a 10 plus, yeah, go ahead. Which of those are you choosing, Betty?
I am going to clear afraid, but I think what hits for her is the acknowledgement that her dad isn't there, but he's still really cool because everyone's parents are coming to fetch them, and she's stuck here, and her parents can't come get her, and like kind of maybe wishes that they could. But the idea that like, you know, and no one here even like knows her dad because it's the wrong one. Who he still seems cool, but yeah, I think that means a lot to her.
Nice. So on a 10 plus, which that roll was, you get another choice, Squirrel Girl. You can either add a team to the pool or clear a condition yourself. It looks like you cleared angry with that.
I am, yeah.
Good call.
Mhm.
Perfect. Yeah. I think that's the end of the session, everybody. Does that feel right? Oh goodness. I look forward to the answers to these questions
What
that are
if
coming
though,
up.
Rich? What if we just
What?
played for 4 hours?
I think there's like a mid-credit scene where it cuts to Brooklyn Visions Academy, right? And there's like some like admissions officer who's like checking their watch. She's like, "Oh, those 4 new students were supposed to be here for orientation. I don't know."
Oh, we gotta bring that back. I really want to actually play that.
I
do too.
I love that though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Let's do our end of session. So at the end of each session, each player chooses for their character if their character grew closer to the team, grew into their own image of themselves, or grew away from the team. And if you're looking on the moves tab, it's on row 16 in case you want to look at it. Let's start with the easier one, Supermarine. Did you grow closer, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team? Are they easy? I don't think any of these are easy. So Danielle for
it's me.
for
I
Betty.
thought Squirrel.
Yeah, I switched to Supermarine. Sorry, I always say Betty, and I just switched.
Sorry,
to
no,
anyway,
no
that's
problem.
okay.
I heard. I think that. Well, I'm gonna have to say closer to the team because of Squirrel Girl's great little.
Yeah, nice. So Squirrel Girl made you feel welcome. Does Squirrel Girl already
Yes.
have influence over you? Okay, then Squirrel Girl, you get to immediately move one of Betty's labels up and another down. Your choice. Do you want me to move on and then you let us know how you want to move it, or do you have an idea how you're going?
It's too bad she's really not getting a chance to prove superior because I'm like, maybe I'll look really superior or freakish or dangerous, but that's a never with comfort and support, you know. But yes.
Oh, you're talking to mute, Rod, I think.
Thank you. I think up mundane and lower freak.
Cool. All right. Let's jump all the way to the other side of it for the other easy one. Squirrel Girl, did you grow into your own image of yourself, grow closer to your team, or grow away from the team?
Yeah, I had to think about this, but I think ultimately closer to the team, despite all that infighting. Definitely welcome, Betty Carter made her most feel welcome.
Nice.
But the other is also in the sense that, hey, they need me, so we need to come together.
Cool. Well, it looks like Betty, you already have influence over Squirrel Girl, so you get to move one of her labels up and another down.
Yes. I feel like getting to see Doreen use her abilities and like being hugged by her little squirrel tail, I think made me see that even if it's not as flashy as everyone else, like you still also have powers. So I think I'll move your freak up one and your savior down one. Although I know
a little more balance.
Cool.
All right, now for the problem children.
Oh no, I put it to 2 because it was at 3 before.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks.
Sorry.
What?
I physically
Problem children?
Not us.
Wait, That can't be right. It should add up to 3 for
Oh, was it?
Squirrel
You're right,
Girl.
you're right. It
So
should be at 0, I guess. There you go.
okay. So Quicksilver.
I'm not a problem child. That's definitely not an core underscoring of my own character. A baby! Oh my god, a little gremlin. Oh, I loved him. Best part of the show. Okay, what are you asking me, Rich?
Did you grow closer to the team, grow away from the team, or grow into your own image of yourself?
Oh, he grew away from the team.
I mean, we didn't really see it in the fiction, but okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yes, he
Cool.
steals Andromeda's treasure.
So you get to take influence over you away from one of the team members.
Okay, who has influence over me?
Why do you feel detached? You're supposed to also explain why you feel detached.
Yeah. I'm gonna take it away from Squirrel Girl.
Oh, ouch.
Because she's the only one who has it. No one else has influence on me.
There you go. Ouch. And then last but not least, Andromeda.
Oh, I have to explain. Do I explain why?
Oh yeah. Why do you feel detached?
Yeah, I think Andromeda stopped him from going home, and then they just don't understand. Like my dad actually, like, A, I couldn't go home, and then B, my dad actually wants me, but they wanted to stop that. They clearly don't know me. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you very much. And now Andromeda.
Yeah. I think it wouldn't be insane to also say grow away from the team. But she had good interactions with several team members. Quicksilver accepted. So I think really this is about growing into her own image of herself as she is trying to figure out exactly what she's going to do with her dad having turned up, and the chance to fight together kind of gets to forestall that conversation a little bit. But I do think she's trying to figure out what the smart play is here. So I'm going to lower her danger from a 3 to a 2 and raise her superior.
Nice. Woo. Okay, that's all the mechanics of our session. We'll tail things off here with some stars and wishes. We start with wishes so that we can end with stars. Now, note from our earlier discussion about scheduling, we'll be playing in a week and will not have Quicksilver with us. So we'll need to get creative on that. I think maybe the jumping after Magneto and Quicksilver isn't quite as easy as we'll intercede with some other event in the middle of your new Titanic fight. Does that make we'll make it make sense? I know we will. We're smart. I have faith in you guys.
It's cool that then like Quicksilver is just left. So if it takes longer for us to get to him, I'm sure it'll.
Yeah, I'm okay with like Magneto and Quicksilver get away with Andromeda
I
and
think
Enigma kind of like vowing to track them down, and then that kind of gets to kicks some cans down the road.
And maybe we don't pick up with you guys in the hunt. You've just made that vow, and now we can kind of reset to #new normal something for a bit. That sounds fun. Maybe we get to go to Visions Academy. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. It's a whole week away. What will tempt us in 7 days? We don't even know. Cool. So with that in mind, let's do wishes. Who'd like to start off with wishes?
We're just also fulfilled narratively.
It's true. It's true. So wishes could be feedback on things that you'd like shifted in the narrative, a milestone or something you'd like to happen in the future, a little less of something that maybe we can work past. Anything along those lines can be a wish.
Yeah.
And as a reminder, I am the son of a Marine Corps sergeant who became a high school principal. So if you have any critical feedback from me, I am very open to it. I find myself pretty good at not being defensive. Not perfect. It's like a C plus to a B.
I think I'm pretty interested in this idea of attending high school because I think that'll be hilarious with these characters. And I also kind of am looking forward to sometime when the characters like do something helpful for other people that isn't just dealing with a problem they themselves have caused. Which is like totally
Community
legit
service.
that we haven't quite hit that yet, but I feel like if we're kind of maturing as heroes, there must come a point where we help people out without us also being the ones that got them into trouble in the first place.
I really like the passel of like NPCs you have on the docket, Rich, too. So even if it's kind of like a before you start here, like clearly now that Shield's involved, maybe they're like, you're a bunch of superheroes that we haven't you haven't been put through our young leaders training yet. Here I love like riding around and having NPCs explain the world to me, and or the things the code of conduct we should or shouldn't abide by, like if there's if we need to learn how to be a superhero team, and or this is how we should do it. I would love to kind of get to know them and kind of see where our ragtag group sort of fits into the existing world of superheroes. Because we sort of just had a huge street fight, and I don't know what that means in the sense of Marvel. I assume on Betty's side, she's just been kind of hiding out with Bucky, but like Squirrel Girl's been doing stuff, so she like must know about these, Otherwise, Andromeda's kind of on a Rumspringa, and yeah, I don't even know if, as the case said last time, Rumspringa, and then Pietro was doing his stuff. So I'm kind of curious what if there is existing expectations for current teenage superheroes, and or what we do, what we are supposed to be doing.
Yes, that sounds great. Awesome.
I kind of like the idea of there being repercussions as far as Shield taking an interest in this after this fight, in us after this fight. I also like two things. I would love to see more interaction between us, or yeah, interaction with us. Or let me rephrase this. I like to continue seeing interaction with the player characters and their family members. Betty and Sharon just met this episode. I'm very curious what that relationship is like. And then the other two with their fathers. And the second, the last wish was is I'd like to see Bucky.
Yeah, me too.
I would kind of love to see Bucky.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. I can't not. I love Bucky. He's awesome.
Bucky. Heck yeah.
I enjoy Bucky in the movies, but fucking the Winter Soldier really sold me on. Yeah,
I agree.
Bucky. I just thought he was so solid in that. Really cool.
It's like on him and Helmut and the
Yes. All right, Kay, throw us some wishes.
Yeah, some wishes. I would love to see like where exactly Magneto is taking Pietro and why. I would love to throw in a other family member to make those dynamics even more awkward. So whether that's the younger Magneto from my verse, or if that's Wanda, or even someone else. Like if you can think of someone else who makes sense, I'm very happy to see that. I think that'd be very cool. I'm gonna second that. I think obviously at some point I would like some kind of reconnection with the party itself, since he did separate. I think some separate time makes sense. But definitely folding him back into the squad, so to speak. And then yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think those kind of fulfill most of my wishes.
Excellent.
I would like a singular camera to be following Pietro right now, though.
Oh, 100%. Yes, that is writ in, that is canon. A camera is following you guys so we can easily cut to you after your narrow escape from Shield and the rest of your team.
Oh, and if we introduce Bucky, I want to meet him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like you have a vibe I can really get behind. Teach
Yeah,
me your ways.
just it's so terrible. It would be so bad. It's the thing.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, if we were doing, I guess, wishes as far as like, oh, it'd be cool to do this with this PC. I think it would be cool for Betty to share a sort of vulnerability with Andromeda, like to kind of,
Ooh,
because
cool.
Andromeda like revealed that, and the fact that then Betty's shame impacted her dad and stuff like that. I think there's some guilt there of her being like, you know, you're not the only one trying to hold it together as far as that. And then having Pietro just like turn her down flat in the middle of everybody when she's like, come on, which I thought was great and totally worked narratively, but I feel like that will be some cool like tension and stuff with Quicksilver for Betty, but it depends on like how we all come back together.
Oh gosh. Sorry, I just had an idea I had to write down. And I'm so excited about it. Oh my god, oh my god.
Betty is always trying to get Pietro to stop, like, don't endanger yourself by flirting with them. Don't go off with your dad, who clearly doesn't want good things for you. And Pietro's like, how about take your concern and shove it always? So
Awesome. Kate, you went last with wishes. You get to go first with stars. Did you have any stars from today's session? Are you talking on mute, Kay? Do we lose you?
I'm talking on mute.
Okay.
So I think yeah, my biggest, largest star, Rich, has to be for your undeniable love of Magneto's outfit. If someone is over the age of 21 and watching this, go back and rewatch it, and I would like you to take a shot every time Rich says the amazing outfit that Magneto is in, or whatever exactly the line is. But you said it at least 4 times, I think.
At least. Someone would get very drunk.
So we found a shot game for this.
Sorry.
Sorry, I think it's hilarious. It's great. I love that. Alexi, thank you for yes-anding with me. I know, like, we did some safety tool check-in, side note for people who can't see our chat. But to go and do that PvP with these characters in these moments and really follow that visceral emotion in a Masks game is something that I find at times people are not willing to do, which is okay. Like, safety, respect, play your fun games. But I really enjoyed that you were comfortable and also really great at going there with me. It allowed for some really great moments and some highlighting of both like parallels and juxtapositions with these characters that I thought was really beautiful in the story. God bless Doreen. She deserves better. Like, so much better. So much better.
Yeah.
Than all of this. And my heart was absolutely breaking for Doreen in the beginning when she like didn't text her mom back because she was like, I can't involve my family, because she's the one person here that has a normal human family, from my understanding. And just her selfless decisions there, her constant selfless decisions. I'm very curious to see where those go, because they seem to not necessarily and I'm curious how that will reflect on Squirrel Girl as this happy, shiny Squirrel Girl. That's great. And then, God, yeah, that you had some really great heart-wrenching moments, Danielle, with Betty today. Just the comfort and support with Squirrel Girl. The moment where you and Pietro kind of had those locked eyes, where I think this was the first time where he didn't just say, "LOL, fuck off. I'm gonna do what I want," but it was more like him trying to connect by like really looking at you and telling him why he's doing this, and then how you reached out to Andromeda, like to try to just, yeah, it was. She really was a glue of emotional support in this session. And emotions in general, not even just support, just like emotions, and tying back to the other PCs in a way that was really despite the fact that it didn't have maybe the exact results she wanted, did prove some really good like bone marrow in this functional of like relationship, something deep there.
Wow, that was nice, Kay. Really good set of stars. Thank you so much. Rod, are there any stars left?
Oh no. I'll say what I really enjoyed. I a small point, it was just the bots spraying the subtitles. I thought that was just a neat touch. I loved your portrayal, Rich, of the dads, that they just projected this presence and strength. Um,
Thank you.
was pretty cool. I love the the music, the little music you threw in there, the portal. Um, I loved Alexi, the layers of between Andromeda and Atuma. There was, I really got that sense that there's something complex, the way family relationships can get. So kudos to that. I love that Andromeda's learning to come into her own meaning of being a hero. With being, she went to save the bystanders. I was expecting a little pushback, but that's cool that she's incorporating that in her definition. And then she went to save Pietro and the Tuma, um, as well. That was cool. Um, and then along with the dads, Quicksilver's oh, that one line, my dad wants me, to go home. Oh man, that was awesome. I really appreciated that. That moment with Betty at the end was really awesome, Daniel.
Mhm.
I really appreciated that. That was neat. And in general, Star, just like, it didn't feel like anyone was holding back. Like uh this episode, issue, whatever you want to call it, it just felt like people were going for it, and I was not expecting it to be as phenomenal as it was. So I thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Rod. We appreciate that. Danielle, do you have any stars?
Yes. Like definitely Rich for giving us all of this stuff to bounce off of. Like no sooner are we in one thing than there's another complication. I was not expecting Atuma to knock on the door. Like I was really glad the complications had to do with other people, because like Danielle the player is just like literally what happens now. Like literally what can I do? Which was great. And the I loved that the camera bot went over and like opened the door, and like every time we were just in the middle of it, like the camera bots would do a little something with the framing. That was just like a great little moment of levity slash like a great way of encouraging, like, we love this interaction, like do more of this, which is sort of a fun underscoring of like where to go as a player. So that, and then also having to voice and be everyone's family baggage, and like Quinjet arriving at the end. The sewer croc had a full personality, even though that came out of nowhere. Like I really loved a lot of it. But similarly, Rod, like when Squirrel Girl jumped on the thing, and I don't want to take that star from Alexi because I'm sure he was gonna mention it. When she was like, hey, I bet you can't go fight Magneto, and you're not even as brave as your daughter. Like, just such a good moment for how to interact with the stuff that, again, didn't have anything necessarily to do with you, but just like another real creative, like getting us out of a tight spot, and really kind of brought all the dynamics together. So I loved that. I really loved Andromeda talking to Carter, like, oh yeah, that was the thing. That's the thing that I was waiting for, that I was hoping wasn't going to happen. So kudos to Alexi for like giving Betty that, because it was one of those things where like it seems really obvious that obviously your dad's going to be stronger than you. He's still a warrior, but like it felt like Betty just did not want to be like, yeah, your dad could take you in your fight, because she's like, no, you can still do this, and you know what, you've been above above surface longer than he has. Like, you got this. So, Andromeda, in her moment of like, maybe I will come down from my delusions of grandeur, her friend is like, no, keep your delusions. But so hopefully
Here's some more delusions.
here's more of them. So I'm excited to see that. And then Pietro's response, like him going to Atuma to attack, was really cool. If my shield had worked, it would have been it would have been cool. But I really like the no, my dad wants me, again underscoring the fact that of everybody's sort of parental interactions here, like Quicksilver's are kind of the most traumatized in that sense. Like the idea that like Betty's can't be here, but like they're good parents who want her around usually. So that felt like a subtle but powerful moment of underscoring that. So great job all around. And I loved the squirrel tail included in the hug.
Yeah.
Rod, that was beautiful.
That was a really cool, like, flavor addition. Good instincts, Rod. That was great. Bring us home, Alexi. Did you have any stars?
Yeah, lots of stars. This was a lot of fun. Rich, big stars for throwing the dads at us at the same time, creating this daddle royale, as I said in the chat.
Daddle, I missed that.
It was great, and I'm sorry we didn't get to the school stuff you'd prepped for us. I'd love to get to that, but I do commend you for rolling with well, they missed a bunch, better throw the most like intense and complicated NPCs at them and see what happens. And there was a whole session of drama from that, and it was great. Okay, Danielle, a star for Betty. Betty saying no to Andromeda about is my dad stronger than me? Because what you said, being that like my time on the surface world would make me stronger, then became the thing that I as a player had to like be thinking through for the rest of the session. Like, how can what she does reflect what she knows about the surface world? And thus I'm like, I'm gonna get help from a truck, and I'm gonna have a sewer crocodile attack Magneto. It may not have seemed like it, but those were her more surface world based instincts that I was trying to channel. So star for that interaction. I thought it was cool, and it gave me a lot to play with as we went forward. Star for the moment. Let's see, when Quicksilver attacked me by revealing that the Doom had been a Doombot, because that was great as a justification for why I would be taking a powerful blow, and like so like an excellent like bit of like continuity within our team history for that to come back in, and I liked that as how Quicksilver was choosing to fire back at that moment. The Squirrel Girl thing, we talked about this like Squirrel Girl tried to sacrifice herself with the crocodile, which was a real like heartstring pulling moment. There was an earlier Squirrel Girl. Oh, I mean, I just like Squirrel Girl kind of taking charge and kind of sending us to deal with the different threats. And you saw like Andromeda like did listen and tried to save civilians, which is not necessarily her first instinct when there's people to hit. But I think Squirrel Girl is like the most like genuinely heroic person on this team, and maybe we should all listen to her more. So star for embodying that character.
Yeah. Two things. Number one, I just want to say, if I had it to do over, that moment of Squirrel Girl saying, hey, we do this, you need to do this, that's the point when Squirrel Girl became the leader, and I should have
battle against the dangerous foe.
I missed that opportunity, and if I had to do over, I would have definitely gone there, and that would have ended up giving you guys some more team, probably, maybe, except for some of the questions, maybe not. But
I mean, there's only so much team can do when we roll multiple Snake Eyes, though.
So many Snake Eyes. And then the other thing I wanted to point out, just as like a hat tip to Brendan Leon Gambetta, that what Quicksilver threw in Andromeda's face, there were mechanics for it. It wasn't just, let's say it's a powerful blow. Alexi's like, no, this is right here. This is the thing that happens, and it also says take a powerful blow. That was so cool, like really solid game design work there in Happen. And the moment of truth was awesome. Lexi, I hope it didn't feel like like I felt a little guilty because I got all excited about the other world is the evolution world. I hope that didn't feel like it took any of the strength or power from your moment of truth.
No,
'Cause
that
you
worked
have
for
to-
me.
Okay, good. I meant to check in the moment, but I was like,
Every
didn't-
moment of truth is supposed to come with a sort of like consequence that looms over you, and this one wasn't an amazing fit because I was using the moment of truth while my nemesis was already like in the fray. So it
Mhm.
just felt like what you had prepped worked as a great kind of like alternative consequence. Like, yes, you've done this awesome thing, but is it actually awesome from your teammates' perspective? And will this create drama and strife going forward? Yes, it will.
Yes, it did. Yes,
Yeah.
it did. Oh, it was some fun PvP. I appreciate everybody checking in and making sure that we're all on board with it because it can be a thing that bothers people. And masks is not a thing where I see a whole lot of like out and out PvP. So I appreciate that everybody like took a step back and made sure in chat that we were all good with it. I was
That-
surprised. Like it felt motivated, but it was surprising. Sorry, Danielle, what were we gonna
No,
say?
I was gonna say that's a star, I think, for you guys both, for all of y'all to be able to do it in a way that feels very teen and like very, like you said, very motivated. Like the fact that Quick victory for Quicksilver was not punching up Andromeda, but was being like, yeah, guess what? I'm a better leader and you're not. And then
You didn't even actually defeat Doom. I set that up to give you something nice after I defeated the people he sent.
literally nuclear strength teen dynamics. And then Andromeda stealing you from like your thing, because it's like, guess what? I have a big thing to do right now. I'm gonna save you dramatically. And Pietro's like, no, you can't. Like the way that the way that their relationship is always like who's stepping on whose thunder, like who's stealing whose thunder at any given moment. Felt really good, and it never felt like the stakes were emotionally high, especially because the dads are there and like those are like the real that's the real could be bad stuff. But this felt emotional while never being like that high.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Well, we're over time, so I will have to bring us to a close here. Thank you all so much for playing, and with that, we'll end the recording.